All these women here at the Rip Curl WSL Finals talking about the entire Final Five picture with Australian coaches. Right now we've got Tommy Whitaker with C.Simmers, and with Molly Picklum we've got Glenn Micro Hall. But now it looks like we could be seeing the opening wave of the morning. M.Picklum with priority, being the high seed. Underneath her, though, is C.Simmers, getting the crowd to let out some hoots. The Californian swings a beautiful highline hook. Smooth off the bottom, but she'll get tangled up.
Very composed on that opening ride.
And then the difference here for C.Simmers, Rosie.
Yeah, she was cruising along. It looks like she's on, the length of equipment. Looks like a longer rail line. That turn was really cool. She came out with a lot of speed. Right here, she digs that wave maybe a little bit too far out on the open face and doesn't get the pushback that she needed to really lay on that rail and bring it around. You see that kind of, it just doesn't have enough push. But I like the fact that she's going for it. She's really just laying it all on that rail.
Picklum on the wave behind her. Going down a beautiful wrap. Lays over that rail again. Staying on her feet, looking sharp so far. Pickles now with the fade. Now Molly shutting it down. A good closeout maneuver there, showing like she is confident. Right in the squash tail. We'll start with Molly's wave here, Rick.
Yeah, so this was the second wave of the set. A beautiful wrap to start this wave off, and a great rhythm on this wave for Molly Picklum. She didn't really dig into anything too high risk, but very smart surfing, very smooth, and at this point she knew she wanted to get to the finish. And when you talk about confidence, advantage to Molly Picklum right now, because she's got the completed ride, and she'll build from here. You can see there, just laying it on that hillside rail, just staying right close to the power pocket. And again, watch this wrap, gets the lean, gets onto that hillside rail, really digs in. You'll even see her outside fin here as she wraps it all the way through. Great upper body movement there.
In the last few years, they want to make sure a 10 is something you will remember in surfing history, as we look at an opportunity now setting up for Molly Picklum without priority. Deep on this one, fighting for that first turn. Crushes it off the top. And that next section is going to shut down the right really early. We've seen a lot of waves like this. C.Simmers' turn. The 17-year-old grabs the rail, styles through that first arc. Resets on the second maneuver. Stretches it out for another cool-looking roundhouse cutback. Chips it off the lip line. Simmers stays on her feet.
What a comeback wave.
What'd you see here, Rosie?
I love just her setup. The setup of the bottom turn underneath the whiteboard and staying tight in that pocket. It's easy on days like this to kind of go out on that slopey face. And I like the variety she was showing us, especially this turn. Just lays into it, snaps into this hook. Completed wave, and what an answer back. Like you said, Richie, you kind of had a couple goosebumps. You could feel that pressure start to alleviate as Katie just let her surfing do the talking. Holding that rail, does she get on that knife edge? I think the judge is going to be super critical this morning and really look at the intricacies of everyone surfing.
That was absolutely amazing, that transition from being on that grab rail, that hillside rail, and then she made that smooth transition right onto the toe, straight up. There was a pace to this wave that I loved, and the angles, they're a little bit more acute, sharper compared to what Molly did on her first wave. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Rosie. There was a variety there. She mixed it up. She gave the judges something to think about the whole way through the ride. That final little drifting turn here, really critical. She could have come off there. That was knife edge, and she nailed it.
You really let go, and you really compare it to Molly's wave. Molly's looks considerably more safe than what Caitlin just threw down. The Maui Wildfire Relief. So the Wildfire Relief, and we thank you, Rip Curl, for all that you do. 4:55 on the clock here, rolling into this one. Molly Picklum lays down an aggressive forehand hook. Sets that rail off the top of the Darren Hanley, and now she's off the bottom again. Great connection off the lip line. And now throws it down on the end section. Going for it when the sections allow her to. We see her manager standing next to Fletch, and C.Simmers is starting to light this one up. There's her down carve. Bowley section hammers it on the second effort. Lays it down again. The Californian hits it off the lip and shuts it down. C.Simmers has gone from strength to strength. Every time she stands up, it only gets better.
I've got goosebumps. Wow.
Let's take a look at the straight-on angle, Richie.
Oh, I love this first turn. Just drives through it with so much power. Straight back off the bottom, jams it with a little layback hack. Comes around for a third. Really aggressive on this wave and tags the finish. So what an incredible ride. Advantage going straight to C.Simmers here. Have a look at the technique, Rosie.
Yeah, and I love her positioning. I think the way that she's bottom turning around that whitewater and really laying it on edge. There's a lot of push at lows when it's this size and on these particular waves. And Katie just places her maneuvers in the right place.
We'll get the matchup with Caroline Marks to battle for a spot to represent the United States in the Olympics and continue her run for a world title. Red Bull skis in effect today.